Okay, it's time for Nerd of the 80s to count down his top 10 90s movies. Hey there nerds, today I'm doing a top 10 video and it is my top 10 90s movies. So I've gone through the list. Now it was really hard to narrow down the list. There's a lot of films that I've had to miss off this list. I've strictly kept it to a top 10 because last time I did an 80s I made it a 15 because I just couldn't cut certain films. I've strictly made this a top 10, so there might be movies missing that you think should be in a top 10, but you know, we've all got our own opinion. It's my top 10, my opinion, and I will mention a couple of the films I missed off at the end. Okay, so in at number 10 is Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Now that movie came out in 1991. And it was Kevin Costner in it, and I remember it well. I went to one of the first films I went to see in the cinema. I think it was like the second film I ever saw in the cinema, I think. And we saw it in the old Braintree cinema where I used to live. And I just have really fond memories of going to see that film. It probably isn't one of the best films from the 90s, but it's a nostalgic one for me. And I really did like that film because it's set in England, in a history of England. Robin Hood's a cool character. The song, the Bryan Adams song was #1 for ages in the charts in the UK. So yeah, it's just a film that really does stick in my mind. Okay, in at number 9 is Fight Club. Now Fight Club came out in 1999, so right at the end of the 90s. Brilliant film, amazing film. Brad Pitt, Ed Norton, amazing twist, which we won't get into in case you haven't seen it. And anyway, the first rule of Fight Club is we don't talk about Fight Club. But anyway, amazing film, brilliant, loved it, such a good film. Okay, number 8 is one of everyone's favourite Christmas movies, Home Alone. Home Alone came out in 1990, so right at the beginning. Brilliant movie, Kevin McAllister, Macaulay Culkin, such a fantastic, iconic movie character, child actor. I just love. I always go back to the scene where he left the micro machines at the bottom of the stairs. Brilliant. I love micro machines. So it's a toy I'd love to get again. Yeah, just a fantastic movie. Always watch it at Christmas. Watched it with Charlie. She loves it, and I'm just looking forward to watching it with Ryden when he's a little bit older. Okay, number 7 is another film from right at the end of the 90s, 1999, and it's The Matrix. Now, when The Matrix came out, it caused a massive stir. It was something that I don't think, the twist to that movie was fantastic. The premise of the movie is fantastic. We've all seen end of the world, machines take over the world scenarios, but that movie really took it to another level. It's a fantastic film. Unfortunately spoiled by the later 2 sequels, but I sort of tend to keep that separate now from those 2 and just look at it by itself. Fantastic movie. Keanu Reeves, everyone slates him a lot. I really liked him in that film, thought he was fantastic as Neo. Okay, number 6 is a British movie, and it is Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. Love the soundtrack to this movie, one of the main things why I like it. It came out in 1998, Jason Statham, one of his first movies he did. Vinnie Jones was brilliant in it as well. Loved the movie, such a good British gangster movie, fantastic. If you haven't checked it out, you should definitely check it out. I think it's a little bit more relevant to British people, especially if you're from the south, Essex, London area. You definitely relate to what goes on in that movie a little bit. But, Americans, I think it's a little slice of what, the seedy underworld of London can be a little bit like. Okay, number 5 is American Pie. Again, I love this film. When I just passed my driving test when the film came out on VHS, and the first thing I did in my car just after I passed my test was go out in the ice and snow. It was in December, and went and got this on VHS. I was at college. I skidded my car actually the first time I went out in it just to go and get this movie, but I loved it. At that age I was like 19, and you just wanted to hang with your friends and chill out and meet girls, and this was the movie, we were all young adolescent boys were probably watching, and probably some girls. But yeah, it's just fantastic. It's lots of iconic scenes, such a funny film. Okay, number 4 is Pulp Fiction, possibly one of Quentin Tarantino's best ever movies. Come out in 1994. Yeah, I mean, Kill Bill was a close one. I love Kill Bill as well. But Pulp Fiction's fantastic. John Travolta, Samuel Jackson, great performances. Harvey Keitel, great performance. Bruce Willis is amazing in that as Butch Coolidge. And that scene with the gimp. Bring out the gimp! Oh, mate, when he... that's just brutal, that scene. Yeah. Great movie, though. Really, really awesome. Okay, number 3. Everyone's got to be everyone's favourite dinosaur movie, Jurassic Park. When that film came out, there was such hype about it. I don't think I'd ever encountered, you know, knowingly, you know, it probably happened when I was a lot younger with certain movies, like Star Wars and stuff, but I was too young to remember that. But when Jurassic Park came out, the hype around that movie was something else. It was the range of toys that come out for it. It was everywhere. McDonald's was doing Happy Meal toys. Toys were coming out, everything. Everything was Jurassic Park. It's all everyone talked about. It was such an innovative movie as well, with the animatronics, the dinosaurs and all that. Oh, it's just amazing. I can still sit and watch that film with my kids and it's still as good as it was the first time I watched it. Absolutely amazing. Jurassic Park. Okay, number 2 is one of my favourite Arnie films. In fact, the next 2 are both Arnie films because I'm a massive Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. A lot of his best work comes from the 80s, but the early 90s, again, 2 fantastic movies. Number 2, first one, Total Recall. Came out in 1990. Arnie plays just an everyday guy who goes to a place called Recall, where they put memories of holidays and trips and vacations into your mind rather than you having to go there. And when he does this, it triggers off some sort of craziness where he's apparently been to Mars and he's an undercover agent. And is he an undercover agent? Is it a dream? Is he not? What's going on? You know, such a great movie. I love it. I absolutely love it. The scenes when they get sucked out of the airlocks, you know, onto Mars and their faces are amazing. I absolutely love that film. Okay, so my number 1 top movie from the 90s is Terminator 2, T2 Judgment Day. Came out in 1991. One of my, if not my favourite Arnie movie. Absolutely love that movie. I've watched it more than any other film. It's not my favourite film ever. I mean, it's probably number 2 actually. But it's the film I've watched more than any other movie. You know, it was so innovative. The technology, the CGI really changed the way movies were made after that. But it was funny that you know, they brought out toys and stuff, and me and my brother would run around with buying toy Uzis and guns and be like, be the Terminator. You know, you could buy action figures, and they were aimed at children. They were aimed at young children, but the movie wasn't 18 or 15. I can't remember, and you couldn't see it in the cinema. It was a strange thing they did in the 80s and 90s. They brought out toys for movies that were really not meant for 8 or 10-year-old boys. But we ended up watching it anyway. Absolutely love it. T-1000, what a fantastic enemy. Just love that movie so much. So good. So yeah, that was number 1, Terminator 2. So I just want to do some other honourable mentions for movies from the 90s that I couldn't fit into my top 10. So, other fantastic movies. Fifth Element, Seven, Back to the Future 3, come out in 1990, but I did have Back to the Future as my number 2 in my 80s movies, and I included the whole franchise because they sort of go together. And Back to the Future 3 is not the best Back to the Future by any stretch, but I still love that movie. I love them all. So yeah, Back to the Future 3, another great 90s movie. Hook, Robin Williams, love that. Starship Troopers, probably not a very good movie, but I went to see that with my friends. It was one of the first, I think it was the first trip we went on a bus or a train away from home to go out in our teens. Independence Day, obviously it just missed the cut. The Mask, Jim Carrey. Waterworld, great film. Speed, Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery, and there's many more films, but yeah, they can't all make it into a top 10. Okay, so that's my top 10 90s movies, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Leave some comments, let me know what your top 10 90s movies would be. Is there any movies you particularly think I should have put in this top 10? If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. There's loads more movie related content, as well as all my Funko Pop unboxing and all the other nerdy stuff that I enjoy. So check out my other videos, and if you enjoy, please subscribe. Okay, thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you next time. Take it easy.